Welcome to the Real Estate Espresso Podcast, your morning shot of what's new in the world of real estate investing. I'm your host, Victor Menashe. If you're loving what you're hearing on the podcast, go out and tell 2 friends today. Show them how easy it is to subscribe to the show. The Real Estate Espresso Podcast is available on more than 20 different platforms. And wherever you listen to your podcasts, you're sure to find Real Estate Espresso Podcast. Go tell 2 friends today. Spread the love around. Why keep all this goodness to yourself? On today's show, we're talking about one vision for retirement that a number of people are actively doing. For some people, the vision of retirement is they will take time and travel the world. There's no better way to do that than aboard a cruise ship. From the early 1970s, my parents traveled extensively on cruise ships. In fact, my father spent no less than 800 days aboard a cruise ship. He'd taken a round-the-world cruise no less than 6 times. He did numerous ocean crossings, dozens of Caribbean, European, and Alaska cruises. And think about it. That's more than 2 years of his life spent aboard a cruise ship. When he was traveling that extensively on board, it was pretty unusual. In fact, from the time I was about 12 years old, my parents were gone from anywhere from 2 to 4 months out of each year. If that were to happen today, I'm guessing they would have been charged with abandonment. That's an entirely other matter. My sister and I lived at home. We went to school. We did our homework. We cooked our own meals and looked after the house. And that, too, was pretty unusual for kids that young. I certainly wouldn't do that with my children. These days, the cruise industry has grown dramatically, and last year the cruise industry hosted 27 million passengers. Demand for cruising has grown 20% in the past 5 years, and growth has been averaging between 4 to 5% a year. An additional 32,000 beds of capacity was added in just the last year alone. So let's look at the economics of living aboard a cruise ship. The average cruise passenger spends $213 a day. That's across the whole industry. That's with drinks, photos, tours, and all the ship sales and the gift shops. If you're living aboard, the real cost is likely to be much lower. The average person spends $46,000 a year in retirement. And I'm talking land-based people. That comes to $112 a day. And I can tell you with a high degree of confidence, you can definitely live aboard a cruise ship for $112 a day on average. Even if you were to increase that budget to $150 a day, there's a large percentage of the population that could easily afford $55,000 a year. Understand, if you're living aboard, that's pretty much covering all of your daily expenses. Your bed sheets get changed every day, all your meals are included. You might need to buy some clothing and spend a little money ashore and pay for medical insurance. Apart from this, you really have no other financial obligations. Compared with the cost of senior living in an independent living complex, a cruise ship is a huge bargain. There's activities, shows, entertainment, and a high level of service. Your cabin stewards, waiters, deckhands, they're all available to help guests at pretty much any time. Now, if you have high needs, like assisted living, a cruise ship's probably not right for you. The ship's hospital is equipped to handle any emergency situation, but be aware, if you've got a health issue, you can expect the cruise line to transfer you to a hospital at the next port. An increasing number of people are making the cruising lifestyle part of their retirement plan. And I know of several people who have been doing this full-time for over 10 years. Some people don't like the cruise experience. They don't like the crowds at the lunch buffet, and they don't like the party crowd. It can be a bit boisterous. But some cruise lines like Holland America and Royal Caribbean have built more of a reputation for being a bit more tame. They don't quite attract as much of the spring break crowd. And while we don't expect cruise ship living to represent the first choice for many retirees, it's definitely a choice for some. Even those who would consider a Sunbelt destination in the winter months are choosing the cruise ship alternative to a permanent second home for those colder winter months. As you think about that, have an awesome rest of your day. Go make some great things happen. We'll talk to you again tomorrow.